Hello and welcome back to Tales Along El Camino Sierra. First off, we want to thank all of you who have been supporting our YouTube channel since it first started on August 1st. Your interest in Eastern Sierra history and support of our efforts to keep it relevant are very, very much appreciated.
But as we have mentioned in the last few episodes, the number of subscribers we have been able to garner so far is far short of the number required by YouTube to make this YouTube effort work for us.
And since putting together these YouTube tales has taken a very large amount of our available time, and at the expense of us being able to work on other Eastern Sierra history projects,
we have come to the conclusion our time would be better spent elsewhere.
So with that, our schedule for new Tales Along El Camino Sierra episodes here on YouTube is going to change from once a week to approximately once every month. Episode 21 should be out sometime around the end of November. We'll post it on our Facebook page when it's available on YouTube.
To you, our dedicated subscribers, thank you again for your support. But we plan a whole litany of new Eastern Sierra history endeavors. So stay tuned to our social media platforms where we'll keep you updated.
And now, here is episode 20, Lemoyne Hazard, the Redfish, and so much more. There have been many pioneering entrepreneurs that have been a beacon of hospitality and guest services over the years here in the Eastern Sierra. From Father John Crowley to Dave McCoy, the land of Inyo and Mono has produced some mighty stalwarts of the peregrination public. Over the years, as we have conducted a fair amount of research on Eastern Sierra resorts, way station hotels, and hideaways, we've come to learn there is one impresario of recreational commerce that has escaped the notoriety of some of the more fabled proprietors that have been involved in the Eastern Sierra hospitality trade over the years, despite his gargantuan contribution to bringing first-time as well as long-time visitors to the land east of the Sierra Crest. And as we have come to know more about this colossus of the tourism trade, he has become one of our favorite Eastern Sierra personalities, and we look forward to sharing what we have learned with you here in this tale, Lemoyne Hazard, his redfish, and so much more. Lemoyne Anthony Hazard was born in Los Angeles in 1880. He married his wife Ida Bell in 1908 and moved to the Owens Valley a few years later. Thanks to Henry Ford, the popularity of the automobile was ever increasing, and Lemoyne opened a garage at the northwest corner of Lagoon and Main Street in Bishop. It was clear to Lemoyne early on that automobile travel to the Eastern Sierra was only going to increase and that tourism would soon be the main economic force found in the Eastern Sierra. As the Inyo Good Road Club's idea of a well-built road in the Eastern Sierra began to take root in the form of the club's El Camino Sierra, Lemoyne felt it was both his civic duty as well as a wise business decision to place directional and mileage signs along the new highway's route to help travelers navigate their way. Lemoyne was already using the profile of a red fish as an integral part of the branding for his Bishop garage. He came up with the idea to place signs in the same shape and likeness of his red fish along roads and highways throughout the Eastern Sierra. They would inform drivers of distance to various towns, of upcoming points of interest, and of traveler services that would be available. He placed red fish signs from Lake Tahoe to Mojave as well as along Highway 6, all the way to Utah. The signage was a big success. Not only did travelers find their way along the Eastern Sierra much easier thanks to Lemoyne's signs, they were also sure to patronize his garage and filling station once they arrived in Bishop. The promotion came to be known simply as the Red Fish. The nation had its Burma Shave signs, El Camino Sierra and the Eastern Sierra had its Red Fish. The Red Fish promotion was wildly successful. Travelers became as familiar with the Crimson Pisces as they did with the silhouette of Mount Whitney. Window decals were produced, and tourists and locals alike would proudly display the red fish on their cars' windows and bumpers. Other businesses began to design their own red fish marketing, forcing Lemoyne to actually copyright his image. As tourist travel increased, so did Lemoyne's efforts to make their travel safer and easier. He began publishing a complimentary visitor guide he dubbed Dream-a-Log, which he personally distributed to tourist locations from Mojave to Lake Tahoe. The magazine, of course, featured advertising from Lemoyne's Garage, as well as other businesses throughout the Eastern Sierra. But most notable, Lemoyne created detailed local and regional maps of the entire area for the new visitor guide, which further eased the difficulty for urban visitors traveling in an unfamiliar area. Lemoyne expanded his garage and filling station to also become first a dealer for Dodge Brother Motor Cars and later the Buick Automobile Company. As if he wasn't busy enough, Lemoyne was also a deputy sheriff for Inyo County, answering calls for law enforcement assistance when needed. He served his community diligently and was highly regarded in his community for integrity and fairness, as well as for his ability to diffuse difficult and tense situations. Sadly, in January of 1925, while responding to a domestic disturbance call, Lemoyne and another deputy were shot by the perpetrator. Lemoyne was rushed to the Inyo Hospital, where he was pronounced dead from the wounds suffered from the lethal shotgun blast. Lemoyne is one of 5 Inyo County law enforcement officers who have lost their lives in the line of duty. Devastated by the loss of the patriarch, Lemoyne's family moved back to Southern California after his death. The redfish promotion and automotive business continued on with new owners for several more years, but eventually the redfish along the Eastern Sierra began to disappear. Beautify America programs led to a dramatic decline in the number of signs posted along the nation's highway, and the Eastern Sierra was no exception. As the number of redfish signs decreased, collectors soon garnered up the remainder of these relics, and Lemoyne Hazard's redfish signs soon were found only in the memories of those it had served. But wait, you say you'd like to see a genuine Lemoyne Hazard redfish sign? Well, you still can. The delightful Laws Railroad Museum in Bishop has 2 of these historic Eastern Sierra treasures on display for your viewing pleasure. And there's still a business or two in Inyo that uses a redfish in their marketing and promotion. Send us a private message through our Facebook page with your contact information, and we'll fill you in where you can find them. One more thing upon closing. Lemoyne wrote most of the content for his Eastern Sierra Visitor Guide and exhibited some extraordinary skill when it came to his assemblage of the written word. We're going to finish this tale with a short excerpt from one of Lemoyne's Visitor Guide publications. Dedication. Under the wide azure sky and the glaring flood of light, the desert heat waves dance fantastically over the forgotten waste. In the distance, the soft-tinted mountains seem to beckon, "Come!" Amidst a cloud of dust, the traveler I met stopped. He asked that I direct him to the cool fastness of the great, inviting Sierra Nevada. In the shade of a friendly mesquite, I sketched for him with a branch of greasewood a map in the sand. Of this the shifting sands and desert storms long since obliterated all traces, but a likeness, as near as may be, is herewith given to traveler. May it serve well as a guide to the promised land. Lemoyne Hazard of Bishop. Boy, what a person, and just one of many Eastern Sierrans that have done so much to unveil the magic of this special land to so many people.
Please remember, we're now going to a once-a-month schedule for our new episodes. Our next one should be out around the end of November 2019.
And as always, we're asking you to subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. And if you like what we're doing, share these episodes with others so they might subscribe as well.
Thanks for tuning in.
And we hope you always enjoy the tales you create from your own travels along El Camino Sierra.